The Haunted House at the End of the Street. Chapter 1. The Haunted House. The house at the end of the street had been abandoned for years. It was a run-down, dilapidated old place with boarded-up windows and overgrown weeds in the yard. No one knew why the previous owners had left, but rumors swirled around the neighborhood about strange happenings in the house. One day, a family moved in. They didn't seem to be bothered by the stories, but strange things began to happen. Doors would slam shut on their own, and footsteps could be heard upstairs even when no one was there. The family tried to ignore it, but the sense of unease in the house grew stronger every day. Chapter 2, The Ouija Board. One evening, the teenage daughter of the family found an old Ouija board in the attic. She convinced her friends to try it out, and they gathered around the board, asking it questions. At first, nothing happened, but soon the planchette began to move on its own. The board seemed to be communicating with them, but the messages it spelled out were ominous and unsettling. The friends grew increasingly frightened, and they quickly ended the session. But they had awakened something in the house, and things would never be the same again. Chapter 3, The Shadow in the Window. As the days passed, the strange occurrences in the house grew more frequent and intense. The family began to hear whispers in the night and saw shadowy figures moving through the rooms. One night, the mother looked out the window and saw a shadowy figure staring back at her. She tried to ignore it, but the figure remained there, watching her every move. The mother grew increasingly paranoid and scared, feeling as if the figure was somehow watching her every move. Chapter 4, The Possession. One night, the family awoke to find the daughter possessed by an evil spirit. Her eyes were black and empty, and her body convulsed with violent spasms. The family tried to help her, but the spirit fought back, hurling objects around the room and speaking in a demonic voice. The family realized that they had to get out of the house, but it seemed as if the doors were locked from the inside. They were trapped, with no escape from the evil that had taken hold of the house. Chapter 5, The Final Confrontation. Finally, the family was able to break out of the house and fled to a neighbor's home for safety. The police were called, and they arrived to investigate the haunted house. But when they entered, they found nothing out of the ordinary. No signs of the evil that had plagued the family. The family was left to wonder if they had simply imagined everything that had happened. But they knew deep down that something had been unleashed in the house, something that would continue to haunt them for the rest of their lives.